Okay, and we're live, everybody. Yeah, I hope we're live. What the heck? Yeah, we are live. Okay. All right. So today is Saturday. You always win. Today is Saturday, September 28th. And it's time for the Forrest Fenn Marathon. How's everybody doing? How you doing, K-Pro? All right, hang on. So I got a new headset, everybody. It's wireless, but the volume went down on yours for some reason. So just everybody in the room, just let us know if you can hear us okay. No, you're too low on mine, but I think it's mine. Hang on. Okay, say something, K-Pro. Yeah, yours went real low for some reason. K-Pro's not too loud, Tony Rusi. Sound check, sound check. So in the very bottom, left hand, in the bottom of Zoom, go to the microphone. Okay. I can hear you. I can hear you, but it's real low for some reason. No, everything should be the same. Okay, unplug, plug back in. Unplug, plug back in. No, it's not me though. It's you. It's not me. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. Um. Hang on. It shouldn't be different, but hang on. We always. Can everybody hear me? I want to make sure. Okay, I want to make sure I'm okay. All right. Let me try what K-Pro just said. I was about to say K-Pro do an intro, but I guess that's not going to work, is it? So on your actual headset, is there a volume? Because it sounds real low to me. Okay. What? All right, hang on, everybody. Oh, that's nice. She had the same problem when Copper Dan was on. Really? No, that was when you went live, though. I'm streaming this. Yeah, I remember. I remember. That was when you went live. So. All right, hang on. Yeah, I can hear you, so I'm not sure why they can't. It's strange. So do me a favor, unplug it and talk. It shouldn't matter, but and then talk. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, put it back in. Do what? Yeah, right. Yeah, I think it is on my side, Tony Driver. I'm checking it out right now. Yeah, I wonder if that's got something to do with it. Okay, let me try that. That's actually a good idea. Let me find my old headset. Although I'm not sure why that would matter, but yeah, let me try it. Guess we should have tested it, huh? I tested it with everybody else but you. Isn't that something? All right, hang on, everybody. I'll be right back.
There's a huge humana. Wow.
Okay, can you hear me, K-Pro? Yeah, that did change. All right, hang on. Go ahead and talk, K-Pro. Can you guys hear her? Oh, then it is the headset. Okay, well then that's my bad. What? What are you talking about? All right, hang on. Yeah, turn it back down a little bit. It happens. Turn it back up. It shouldn't be silent again. Wait. Just talk. See, you're loud in my headset, so I don't understand what happened here.
Do you want me to switch headsets? I have my son's.
You can try it. I don't know if it'll help, but you can try it. Let me see here.
I was looking at new headphones. I can run the marathon.
Let me see.
Yeah, for 1 second. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you okay.
I cannot hear you.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that shouldn't matter. Let me turn that off. Let me do this. So they still can't hear you, huh? All right, hang on. Well, that's probably when I unplugged it. So go ahead and talk right now.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, when you plug in.
1, 2, 3. Oh my God, there's a huge hum. 1, 2, 3, 1,
Right,
2.
hang on.
Yeah.
What's that? Large fan. What? Oh, that's probably me. That's probably my ear. I'll turn that off in a minute. Oh, wait. Now they're saying you're back. So, is that good, everybody? Can you hear both of us? Can you hear me too?
Yes, all good. No, gone again. Yeah, they're both on. Now, no. Gone again.
Talk?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what's going on. Nothing's really changed. I'm trying to think. Let me try something here. Let me close this.
Now she's on again. As soon as she plugged in, she went to mute. Now she's on again. Gone. I don't know. People aren't the laser button. It's on my side. It changes when you plug in, unplug in, out again. Oh, when they go to hum, you're you. So it's about it's your reset OBS. Source OBS.
All right, hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Okay, can everybody hear me? Let's go back to the beginning here. Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys hear me? Okay, now you talk, K-Pro. Don't do it like that. It's too loud. All right, hang on. Can you guys hear K-Pro? Yeah, I turned the air off, so that's what the hum was. But can you guys, okay, talk, K-Pro.
1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? I'm low, is what they're saying.
Why would it be low? All right, I don't understand what changed.
She's far, far away. You put in a brand new headset the night before a marathon, Michael.
See, you're too loud in my headset. Pull it back.
Super loud.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, they're saying no. They can't hear me. You were saying
Okay, I'm listening to it right now. Okay, you talk. You talk, K-Pro.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, you talk. Okay, put the microphone next to your mouth, like it was, close, and now talk.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let me see. I'm seeing how it sounds for me. Okay. K-Pro, in Zoom, go down to the lower left-hand corner in Zoom. You see the microphone. Hit the up arrow. Does it have the right headset selected? Because it seems like you're using your computer speakers instead of the headset, maybe. So there should be select a microphone. Yeah, select a microphone. Okay.
How's that?
And then for speakers should be your headset, the correct headset. Is that better? All right, talk, K-Pro.
1, 2, 3. I was fine for like a quick hot second.
Shh. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It was on Mike's side. It's there, but it's low, is what they're saying. Mike's headset is muting her. Well, I don't know how my headset is muting her. What do you mean lower right side? See, this one...
You did something that they could hear me for 3 or 4 seconds, and then it turned off.
See, this is just for me. When I go here and do this stuff, this is just my audio.
Right, but I think you should set a new BS source. You should do the minus sign and redo it, but you don't have to. I'm just telling you what I think.
All right, I'll give it a shot. Let's see if we can get this thing to work. Thanks for hanging with us, everybody. We will get the marathon going pretty soon. We got our
First guest is 15 minutes.
Yeah, our first guest. Okay. Test. Can you guys hear me now? Test, test, test. Yeah, I know. It was gone. Now it's back. Can you guys hear me? Test, test, test. All right, hang on.
They're saying unplug to see if they can hear me again, because when you unplug, they could hear me.
Okay, how about that?
Mike is back, Mike is good, Mike is back, Mike is back. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now let me try and add you, K-Pro.
She is on now, yes, there, K-Pro's on.
K-Pro now, you're back, K-Pro. She's on, both on. Now we see, hear her. Yeah, good. K-Pro's
All
back,
right.
Mike's back, here.
All right, hang on.
And don't do that again, Mike. That's what Donald said.
I didn't. Yeah, all right. I may have done.
Uh-oh.
What?
K-Pro now, perfect now, perfect now. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
back.
you're back.
Okay,
You're back.
okay. Don't touch anything, Michael.
But to me, you're too loud. Is K-Pro too loud to everybody, or is it okay?
Dear Lord, I will turn it down. Audio.
No, it doesn't matter to me. It's how they hear you. So, all right, you talk. I want to listen. You're too loud. Is K-Pro too loud to everybody, or is it okay?
1, 2, 3. Dear Lord,
I think it's good.
Touch anything.
All right, let's reboot. Let's start it again. Hey, everybody! Today is Saturday, the 28th.
Oh, you're way loud on mine. Way.
All right,
way
sorry. Well, that's this microphone. That's why I got the new microphone. Okay.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Forrest Fenn Marathon. 17 minutes in. We'll go ahead and start right now. So I'm Cowlazars. That's K-Pro. We go live, and we're going to talk about Forrest Fenn and everything related all day. We're going to try and do 11 hours, maybe 12 hours. We'll see how it goes. And we've got, so I'm going to show the agenda. The agenda's on Thor. Thor is hitofriches.com. And check it out. I'm going to show you guys the agenda right now.
And I guarantee we lost Forrest after that. That is
yeah.
so funny.
I'll email him and say, we got it fixed.
Yeah.
Forrest is probably messing with his hearing aid a lot, so.
Okay. Yeah, so here's what we're going to do. We have to talk a little faster because we had about a half an hour of stuff to cover. Mike is loud, K-Pro is low, so turn yours down a little, Mike, or I'll turn mine up a little. Okay, so here is what we're going to do. We're going to go over the entire day right now. I'm turning mine up, y'all.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so turn everything down if Mike and I are both too loud. So we're going to go over everything right now, and then we're going to go over, once we finish a segment at the top of every hour, we'll go over the next 2 hours. There is now 5 different ways to to get coins, and actually maybe 6 or 7 because we've also been using eBay. We're so glad you're all here. But wow, turn K-Pro down. I'm very frustrated.
We had it good. We should have just left it the way it was. How is it for everybody? So I'm showing them the agenda right now, so as you guys can see, Christy will be on in about 10 minutes. Searcher Christy.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
here is what I want to go over. You can see, so if you are wondering, and some people got confused by this, so I changed. This grid shows you, so it's on Hint of Riches, and Mike put the link in the description box maybe.
What
I
link?
put the link to Thor, where you're at right now.
Okay.
So there's Pacific time, Mountain time, Central time, East Coast time. So line up which one you are, and then we have the topic and then guest. So I'm going to go over the entire day right now quickly. I cannot see the chat right now, so Michael, you get to be on the chat.
Go ahead.
So here's how we have individual panelists. So I'm going to go over the entire ground or bust. Individual panelists are all going to be grouped together, and we are going to put them in a giveaway. So one of you will get a numbered Silver Search coin, and that's going to be number 31. Then we have the Boots on the Ground or Bust panel. Out of those, everybody's going to do a 10-minute spiel on their solve or their situation and why you should vote for them. Then there'll be a link up on Thor to vote. So you have to be a registered user. We've had about 20 people already register, I think, getting ready for Boots on the Ground or Bust, which is fabulous. So you go in, you vote. At the end of a week, we will announce who the winner is, and we have already put, I believe, the coin 33 is up on eBay. We're going to auction off that coin. The proceeds less fees will go to you as the winner of that. So hopefully you're going to go back Boots on the Ground. But if you're traveling north, we do have some stuff to say about 207, but we have lots more to talk about. AGK was given coin 32. If you go to their Wednesday chat and make a comment, they're going to use Comment Picker on the show when they're on, kind of their normal time, which is 6 o'clock Pacific, and that's coin 32, and that's going to be up for you to win as well. And then we have Chase-opoly, which we have 2 things to announce about Chase-opoly. Come in the chat during that time and put your name. We're going to put your name in a hat, and then we're going to call that name. You're going to get Searcher coin 29. And then we also, do we announce this now about coin number 9?
No, that's later.
Oh.
So we'll tell you guys what we're doing with coin number 9, but you got to tune in. That's the whole point. You got to tune in to the marathon. Super chat's on. Everybody hit the thumbs up button for the discussion that's going to go all day today. And let's have some fun.
Okay, so let me go over kind of the agenda. So we're going to have Christy on. If you have seen Flipside, she's been on there a couple times. She has a solve to discuss. But first time, I believe, on our channel, so we're excited.
Yeah, first time.
Ethan is the first time that I think he's ever been on YouTube, and he's going to be spending 6 months in the Rockies, and he has some things that he wants to ask you and see if he can help you. Sassy is going to be on. We were going to have a women's panel, but the women all weren't available at the same time. So Sassy and I are going to go over versions of TTOTC. I think a lot of people are interested in that discussion. John wants to come on, and he's going to talk about treasure hunting in the winter, especially when Forrest just put out 207 or 206. So we'll have some things to talk about there. Brian is going to come on and talk about a new searcher perspective. He's brand new, and he just wants to talk about kind of things through his lens. Then we're going to do the Boots on the Ground or Bust. We have John, Sassy, Chris, Michael R, Michael N, and Richard and Terry. And then we have one hold spot. If you do want to get in before that, we have one spot left for that. Then Michael's going to come on and preparing for Boots on the Ground, not this Michael. So we have 3 Michaels that'll be on today. Then we'll go into Chase-opoly. So again, get in there and make a comment because you have a chance to win. And we have an exciting announcement for them as well. Then we'll go into Toby and Shelly. They're going to come on. They will be able to take calls. Some people asked if they could call in. That technology is on its way. We are going to have that technology here next week, and Mike needs a little bit of time to learn it all, but we're going to be able to take calls.
Live phone calls on the Cowlazars and K-Pro show. I don't know if it's a good idea. We'll see.
I don't know either.
It should be fun,
you can always
though.
hit hang up.
It should be fun, yeah.
Copper Dan's going to go over his fundraiser, and then he's also going to go over boots on the ground safety. Scott is going to come on, and Mrs. Ford and the river crossing is what he wants to talk about. And then I am going to go over the new searcher resources. A few new people are like, you guys are talking in alphabet soup. Like, what is BOTG? What is TC? What is TTOTC? What are scrapbooks? What does that mean? Can you help? So those of you that are vets, you guys will do great because you guys will help the room for the new people, but that will really help the newbies. I've gotten enough questions that we're going to do a little segment on that. And then a lot of people wanted to hear just Mike. Those of you that knew the old school vlogs of Mike's, he just kind of gives his perspective. So it's called Ask Cowlazar Anything.
Well, all right, that's we're going to do that at the end. Is that what you said?
Well, we're now coming up to 8:30 to 9:30 in the new searcher resources, and then Ask Cowlazar's Anything.
Forrest Fenn is in the chat room. So I'm surprised nobody has gotten Forrest Fenn before on as far as Gmail and YouTube. But hey, somebody is. Somebody's in the chat room with the screen name of Forrest Fenn.
I hope he doesn't get banned.
Yeah, right. You're right. Right.
So then we're actually going to break off and then come back on because we don't want to be pushed to the limit of the 12 hours, just in case we go a little longer. Because Jens, if you remember Jens for our last marathon, he is going to come on. There is some exciting things that we will go over there, but he also has a question for you. And if you participate with him, you will also get a searcher coin. That will be number 28.
So let me mention this. The last 2 times we went live, there was an issue where for some reason my internet would go down, and it's like it would either lock up or it would freeze. So if for some reason this cuts off, if I do have internet issues, just remember we'll be back on. Just go to Cowlazars on YouTube, go to the channel, and you'll see if there's a new link where we're live. If for some reason we get cut off for some reason.
Okay.
And the other thing is when we do cut it off toward the end, when Jens is going to come on, it's going to be a brand new link as well. So when we cut off, when we go live again, if you just go to the Cowlazars YouTube channel on YouTube, that's why it's called the YouTube channel. If you go there just to Cowlazars, you'll see where we're live with the new link. Okay, I'm not gonna. Maybe I'll post it. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. But if we get cut off, we're still gonna do the marathon. Just look for whatever the new link is, if we have to have one.
Okay.
And then
we will bring everybody back and do kind of the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, we'll do like an after party. If anybody else that wants to be on, because we're going to have a new stream, we can do another 12 hours, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
And then we're going to round it up with all those contests we talk about. We will do the drawings and all of that. So I'm going to be writing little post-its.
That's at the end of the show tonight. You guys are going to know who is going to win these coins, or at least some of them, and we'll go over those details then. But I also wanted to say that this marathon is being brought to you by Chase-opoly, the Thrill of the Chase board game. Here's what we want to do. We wanted to do something special. Anybody who orders the game while we're live today, all day today, while we're live, if you order the Thrill of the Chase board game, we are going to include the Forrest Fenn poker chip from the 2018-19 World Series of Fenn. So as you can see, it's got the date on the back. That was the date when we actually held the poker tournament. I've got about 20 to 25 of these left. So anybody who only orders the board game while we're live today, if you're watching this and it's a replay, then that offer is rescinded. It's only while we're live. You'll also get one of the non-numbered coins. We still have about 15 or 20 of those left. But I will add the poker chip for anybody that orders the game today. Okay. And we'll go over Chase-opoly later on. You guys will see the details.
Mike, check your text, please.
Okay.
So we are starting in about 3 minutes with our first guest, and it is amazing how quickly this day goes. So we want to thank everybody for being here. I'm going to try to man the chat room, and except for my segment, not talk as much, which you guys will appreciate. I hear you, everyone. I hear you. I'm trying. I just get so excited about these things. So we're excited to have everybody here, and today will be a lot of fun. So, and especially our first guest coming on, I think Christy seems super smart, and I want to pick her brain a little bit, and she had some things to say as well. So,
and I'm sending her the link right now. We ready?
That's awesome. Yeah, we are. So right when she comes on, but I will try to man the chat room. So please put @KPro. Now you don't have to put the KPro Thor and space and all that. Just @KPro. Oh boy, I have a dog in here. That means my dogs are roaming the house. Alrighty. So, and I'm gonna also have to pop away between dogs, cats, kids, life, etc. Mike and I are gonna try to eat sometime today.
Yeah, we may switch off. You never know.
Yeah. So, people are saying they're going to cancel and reorder. You can't cancel your
You can't.
Chase-opoly.
You can order another one, but you can't cancel and reorder.
Yeah.
And also during the Chase-opoly segment, which is only going to be 30 minutes, there's some news that you guys will definitely want to hear. And what time is the Chase-opoly segment? 5:30. 5:30 Pacific time. 5:30 my time. You guys will definitely want to hear that. Okay, here's Christy.
Uh-oh. I can't hear Christy.
She'll get it.
Yeah,
we can. Yeah, we can hear you. We're good.
Yay!
Hallelujah. No, let's go over 20 more minutes of technical difficulty.
Yeah, I know for sure. So everybody, this is you introduce yourself, Christy, to people who may
Mike,
not
can
have
you
seen you
turn
before.
yours- Can you turn
Go
yours
ahead.
down
Go
a little
ahead.
bit more as Christy introduces herself?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got your room.
Okay.
Christy, who are you?
Hi, my name is Christy Fiorello, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I've been. Hey, can you just leave and shut the door? Sorry. My husband's like nervously pacing, and my kids could run in. So I live in Phoenix. Am I too loud? By the way, he said I was too loud.
Sound great to me.
I live in Phoenix. I've been searching for about 3 years. I've searched every state. And I just recently joined the community. Actually, I went to Finbury this year and I met Sean and we talked a little bit. And then he's like, hey, you want to be on my show? So that kind of introduced me into the community. I've kind of been a shadow searcher for a while. So I've just been really enjoying the social aspect and just...
Pull yours away because they're saying they're super loud. Way, way, way loud. So just pull it away from your... Or go down.
How did you turn yours down?
Go down to the bottom where it says the mute with the little carrot. Hit the carrot.
And hopefully mine sounds better. Test, test, test. I turned mine down.
I hit
the
audio
bottom
settings.
one that says audio settings.
Is it output level?
One, yeah, the
input level?
Input level. And put that, well, where is it now?
I hit the audio settings. How about now? Is that better? Is it output level? Is that better?
Yeah, that.
Anybody?
I think it's good.
And we can always move it down more. Now you know where to get it.
Oh, it's not allowing me to actually adjust it.
And you can always just pull that away too, between the two.
Okay, well I'll try to talk quiet.
We're good. Yeah,
I'll try to talk quiet. I'm sorry, guys.
And you have been on the flip side recently, right?
I've been on the flip side. Yeah, that's super fun. I've been on a few times. So, yeah, that's who I am.
So what do you want to talk about today?
So today I was going to go over my a failed lander solve, but it was kind of boring a little bit. So I actually just want to go over what I believe is the answer to the first clue. And it's only going to take a few minutes. So maybe I thought I would share a couple photos and then share myself, and then we could do maybe Q&A or something like that. So
let's be clear, where warm waters halt is the first clue, correct?
I mean, according to this, it would be. But then again, I've had a few failed solves. So I'm very fluid in what I believe.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, and some believe the 9 sentences, so it's not what Forrest says. Forrest is just playing with us a little, that he says the first clue is where warm waters halt. So what you're going to go over is your WWWH, or what you believe could have been a WWWH.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes. Okay, so I'm just killing a little bit of time, so I'll just share a couple photos of my family, if that's okay.
Yeah.
My family searching, I should say. So what we do is we take our vacations. I'm the searcher. My husband is not, but he's a supportive husband. So we take our vacation time, and so we hit the road. I'm in Arizona, so we go up north the Rocky Mountains, and then he basically, I'll share my screen. Okay, hold on one second.
There you go. So just minimize the zoom. Yep, there you go.
Yay! Okay.
Cool.
So this is my family, because people know who I am, but I want to kind of introduce myself a little bit more.
Nice.
This is my family. Yay!
What in the world?
I'm a photographer, so this is my warrior photo shoot. But anyways, this is my family.
Photoshopped, or did you guys actually dress up like that?
We dressed up like this, but it's also photoshopped. So here's just some photos of us searching. Oh, this is
hey, there's Forrest.
I meet Mr. Fenn. Forrest. It was great.
Oh, did you call him that? Because if you called him that, I did it once.
I know, I said Forrest, but it was funny. He grabbed my hair because it's really long, and he told me he wanted to make a rug out of it. And then he was making fun of my nose ring and my holy jeans. And at that time, I hadn't read Too Far to Walk Yet, where he talks about, kids with tattoos and piercings, how they need spankings. And I'm like, okay. So
was this at Finbury this year?
This was at Finbury this year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I had a pair of ripped jeans, and he was like, so you actually paid for him to be ripped like that, didn't you? I could have done that for free.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, he was making fun of me. He's like, did the mice get to him? And I'm just like, no, tell me where the treasure is. It's not about the the jeans. Okay, so this is, bandolier. I'm just filtering through a couple of these. This is my faithful husband reading The Thrill of the Chase for the second time to me out loud on our trips. And this is up in the Hebgen area. I don't know if you guys, how well you can see this.
Oh, it looks great. Looks great.
So these are just some
Put
fun.
more than his toe in it, I see. Okay.
This was this year when after Finbury we went through Colorado and Wyoming. So I just thought this was so beautiful. Red Canyon Rim, which I don't know if you guys have seen my, and this is Sinks Canyon. I don't know if you've seen my my postmark video, but one of the postmarks actually in both books lands on the Lander Airport, like the coordinates, longitude, latitude lines. So, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. So I will stop sharing this for a second. And okay, so this I will start talking about. This is my interpretation of warm water salt. I'm really excited. I feel like there are 1,000 ways to answer this, but the way that I'm going to answer it removes all those options and brings it into one. And I hinted at it on Sean's show on the flip side that I believe warm water salt is a state, one of the 4 treasure states. Okay, so if we start with, and I will start sharing my screen one more time. So if we start with the definition.
I'll just say that's a different idea. I don't think I've heard of that before, where warm water salt is a state. So that's interesting. Okay.
Right. So let's start with the definition. So these are the definitions I'm going to go with. Warm can mean many things. Many people go with the temperature. I like the warm water salt definition of color, containing red, yellow, or orange. So just starting at that place, mine is red. So, and if we look at the definition of water, it can be a stretch of area of water such as a river, a sea, or a lake. But more specifically, Forrest has said the nouns are incredibly important, right? It's not where warm water halts, it's where warm water halts. So here's another definition. This is from a British dictionary apparently, but the word waters, plural, actually means a sea. So if I'm going to ask myself, where's there a sea in the Rocky Mountains?
Right.
The answer to that is there's not a sea in the Rocky Mountains. So let's go to the next one. And then of course, halt. My definition of halt is a suspension of movement of activity typically a temporary one. Sorry. So we're looking for a red sea that temporarily halts. So in history, if where warm waters halt is a crossword question and it's a riddle, and I ask myself, where in the world and in history have warm waters halted, I would end up at this place, which is
Parting of the Red Sea. Okay.
Moses parting the Red Sea.
Right.
Red being warm, waters being the literal definition of sea, and halting is when it's the temporary suspension of activity. So now the cool thing is that, it's not really specialized knowledge. I think most people have heard of this story. Maybe not. But and if we actually look at the scripture, it says
I don't think it would be considered specialized knowledge. I think most people have heard of the story. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it says here
and the religious people are loving you right now.
And just so you know, this isn't a religious solve necessarily, but it's just an idea. So it says when they talk about waters in this verse, he says waters plural. The waters were divided. So he's using the plural term of waters in this. So here we are, we're in the Red Sea. And here's the thing, Forrest himself has talked about this. Well, here's Moses. This is one of Dale's, I don't think it's a scrapbook, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's talking about Forrest has a sculpture or some kind of carving of Moses in his house, right?
Mm-hmm. Leo Salazar, okay.
So he talks about this. And even in this scrapbook, he says, here, I'm going to read this part to you. It says, I gave $350 for the beautiful figure because I enjoyed Leo so much. But Moses had been an old man and the portrait of him looked too white and new. I solved the problem by standing him on the roof of our gallery so the sun and snow could act as aging agents. As I was rereading this, I was like, I thought that it was interesting that he used the words, "I solved the problem." So here we are, warm waters halting. In history, the most literal interpretation I can think of in life of warm waters halting is the Red Sea in Israel with Moses, right? So how do we translate that to the Rocky Mountains? I want to give you guys a second. Anyone want to guess? Anybody?
And how do we find out where in the Rocky Mountains?
Right. How do we translate the Red Sea parting to being warm? Oh, you guys are like, what? How do we translate that? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, tell us. Colorado.
Oh, the sea. Like, I saw it right now. I see what you're saying.
A little visual aid. I see. That's
a quick thank you to Ethan. Yogurt video's up for grabs now, so we got to keep going on this, but we're in content. But thank you for the super chat. Okay, I'm with you now. Okay, this is getting more interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you where warm waters halt.
The state of I do have to say, for the people that do search in Colorado, this is probably more compelling than anything I've heard in Colorado. No offense, John Bobbitt. This is interesting.
So, and the whole reason I found this was I was taking the Red Sea and like anagramming it and like looking if I could look at the polar coordinates of the actual Red Sea, where it's at on the other side of the world. And I was like in the ocean, and I'm just like, man, Red Sea, Red Sea. And I thought to myself, well, isn't there a sea on the Colorado flag? And I pulled it up, and lo and behold, it is a big fat Red Sea. So,
so a question is the state, correct?
So
based
I believe
off of this solve, yeah.
Warm waters halt is a state, and so from there, you take it in the canyon down. So now you're in Colorado, and your borders and your context are Colorado, and now the first thing you look for is the canyon down, and it removes any kind of geographical water location.
Okay, so hold on a second. We have a question from the room of, would the little girl from India know the story of parting of the Red Sea?
I think most people in the world, I mean, it's
whether they're in that specific religion or not. Yeah.
A lot of people, yeah. I mean, and that the waters are a little gray there. You know, who would all know? But I think most people in America know the story, whether they're religious or not. It's something that we've all heard somewhere. And so it puts the poem. Okay, so here's a couple things: is that it removes the 10,000 warm water halt locations from the Rocky Mountains. So now we're not like, oh, well, it's here, it's here, it's here. It's like, oh, it's this one place. Okay. And so it's like it could be potentially the correct answer to the first clue, which would clear up a lot of confusion. And two, I want to read this quote to you. Let me find it here.
Well, one question I have is, you're doing that because that does make sense to me, because it seems like knowledge you need, but not specialized, because it's like saying the word God. It seems like parting the Red Sea. But so then how does it narrow it down? Because there would be, I mean, that's the whole state. So is canyon the important?
So then the next thing you find is the canyon down. And I think that it's one of those things where you take the canyon down.
Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear Christy. It cut off for some reason. Can you hear? Well, if everybody in the chat can hear, just keep going, and I'll figure it out on my end.
What did we lose? Mike?
Talk. There we go. It's back. It's back.
Here, Mike.
Lost me.
It's back. Sorry. Okay. I think that was me. I don't know what happened. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
So they can only hear Mike.
No, you guys are back now. You're good.
Okay. Michael, don't touch anything.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Something happened.
Okay.
Okay. All right, keep going.
Everything's back. Keep going. This is good. This is.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Somebody tell me in the comments if you can hear me. Can you hear
all
me?
Are okay. Okay, back.
Yes, all
yep.
right.
Okay,
we're good. We're good.
Okay, so did you have a question, Christy? No, Christy.
No. Yeah, this is fun with
you,
Christys.
Can you hear me, Ben?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I just realized it's two Christys. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let me just read this quote to you really quickly. So remember, he says, there are many places in the Rocky Mountains where warm waters halt, and nearly all of them are north of Santa Fe. Look at the big picture. There are no shortcuts. I've never quite understood what that meant until now, where I'm like, it just, whether or not this is right. I'm not saying this is the right solve, but I'm saying, to me, it's a freaking brilliant solve because it eliminates everywhere else. It is the big picture. It's back in the box, and now we know for sure to start in Colorado.
So if it's true, let's go on the premise that what you're saying is true, and you figured out the correct warm waters. How do you figure out the right canyon? Aren't there 100,000 canyons in Colorado? I mean, how would you go to the next clue if you're looking at a whole state to narrow it down?
Well, it's just like anything else. How do you narrow down if you're not looking in a state, how do you narrow down a warm water salt? You still have to solve.
So you've taken it from here to here.
Way.
Now
right.
The canyon is going to be the next. So
now
maybe,
for sure, you're in Colorado.
So maybe the one thing we're all missing is we're focusing on WWWH, and we shouldn't be, except for saying it's Colorado. Now focus on canyon, guys. Why are you all focusing? I mean, the first clue is the hardest because you guys aren't focusing on the sea. I need time to absorb this because it is so outside the box.
Red Sea. Okay, and also, Sean, on his show, he talked about, is it imagination versus knowledge? Well, this is an imagination solve to me. It's also a knowledge solve. It's a literal solve, but it's very much imagination. So it's putting the poem in the parameters of Forrest it's a riddle. This is a riddle. So now you got to look at canyon differently. You got to look at the definitions of word differently. And he's being clever. And it's, we use it in the parameters of a riddle and to start matching the clues on the map with canyon down or, too far to walk, Homa Brown. So.
Okay, so I have a question, and actually somebody in the room asked it as well. So there's been 3 searchers that Forrest has asked when they have shared their WWWH, which I'm one of them, Cynthia's one of them, Scott Conway's one of them. Can you tip your toe in it? Can you dip your toe in it? I don't remember which one. I think it was dip. Can you dip your toe in it? Does that question fit a state?
Forrest?
No, obviously not, but I do think that there's still water involved in the solve. I have a solve right now with Colorado being my first clue, but it goes all the way to the end, and there are multiple waters in the solve. And
no, that's okay. It's
okay. So
keep going.
That's something that there are some things like that I can't answer.
And have you been boots on
or
the
maybe
ground
there's
in
a double
Colorado?
meaning.
I've been boots on the ground in Colorado,
Okay.
but at the time I didn't have this solve. I had different solves. My solves have always been like Sinks Canyon or, kind of more metaphor solves. So I've had maybe 3 or 4 really, I thought were clever solves in the 4 different states. So I just came up with this. I just kind of had this aha moment maybe a month ago with this.
And somebody in the chat said, but what about Forrest saying there are many where warm waters halt in the Rockies, most of them north of Santa Fe? I mean, I would take it as that statement
There's
is
many,
saying
4.
No.
You can't narrow it down from below 4 because then it's not several.
Well,
it would be a couple.
Okay, and we talked about this again. We talked about the several searchers and the first 2 clues on Sean's, and all of his quotes are unclear. Like, tell me for sure that people have solved the clues correctly. Like, let's say someone emails Forrest and says, "Hey, I'm at Box Canyon in Colorado." Well, technically, if they don't tell him, and he says a lot of people just email him their general locations. So if he says, "Hey, we went to Box Canyon in Colorado, and then we went here," well, if it's near Box Canyon, technically those 2 answers are correct, even though they maybe didn't solve the puzzle correctly. Okay. And so all the people in Colorado could have technically solved the first clue right without actually solving the first clue. That's where this whole how many searchers, 2 searchers more, to me, it's very unclear.
Yeah.
I don't know who
it's just
solved
different.
The correct clue. Right.
I like it just because it's different. I have not, I put in dip toe Colorado, go tip your toe in the mighty Colorado on TripAdvisor. Like, it could, there. Okay.
It's just a thought out of the box. Yeah, I looked online. I didn't see anyone else with the same answer. And I always liked that. Right. It was the same with the postmarks. Nobody knew that there was a postmark on the Lander Airport. Like, in both books, the only postmark that's duplicated, that lands on an airport that Forrest has talked about. I don't know that it's in Lander. I don't think so at this point. But, I like finding things that nobody else has found.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Remind her that if you don't have a WWWH, you don't have anything. How does this fit with that? Seems we could skip it if we could just solve the next clue. That's from Silver Fox. What say you to that?
Well, Forrest has said that the first clue, what is the quote? Something about the first clue is the most important one, and then they get progressively easier from there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ballpark, yeah.
Which
Exactly.
is why, when people say, well, everybody can find the first 2 clues, but nobody can go past that. I don't buy it, because if they truly had the first 2 clues correct, it wouldn't be that difficult. It would get progressively easier. So I don't believe many people have correctly solved the first 2 clues. I believe several people have been within the right area, within 200 feet, within 500 feet, but they didn't know it.
They didn't actually solve it, knowing.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they could have said, I'm in Box Canyon in Colorado. And by the way, Box Canyon isn't my canyon, but I'm in Box Canyon in Colorado. And that's technically correct if that's the correct solve, right?
It's interesting. I like it because it's just new. It's a new WWWH that I've never heard of before.
Well, and Czar said he just watched a video. I just adjusted, guys. He just watched a video on someone else that said it was a state as well. So 2 in the couple days, maybe there's something.
Was it? I was just on flip side saying that, so it might have been that. I don't know.
Oh, it could have been you twice.
I am the same person. So anyways, that's all I... That's for that portion of it is pretty much done. If anybody has like questions or whatever.
Christie's everywhere.
Yeah. Do I don't know if this is which Christie this is for. World Famous Gamer. Do you have Too Far to Walk? Yes, I have all of the books, and I
has everything. Probably both Christies. Do you have Too Far to Walk as well?
I have Too Far to Walk.
Okay.
And I have Thrill of the Chase in the form of Dale's Sight.
You don't have the Thrill of the Chase book?
Oh no, sorry, not Thrill of the Chase. Once Upon a While, right?
Yeah,
no, I have both books for sure. So.
Okay.
Can you show your postmark lines on the map? Is what Alan.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm here, I'll do that real quick. Let me find it. So. I still
Sassy, you missed. You're gonna have to rewind because she does a Party of the Red Sea and the Sea of the Colorado.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. So it's just a different way to think. And C and the C. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Charles
What's
Chapman.
the deal where people talk about 2 C's?
Well,
Quest to
Red
Seas.
Sea,
Quest to Seas.
SEA,
okay.
and then the Sea of Colorado.
Yeah, it's partying. Yeah, I gotcha. It's using your imagination. That's for sure. It's thinking,
And that's the Chase. Another. I don't
know.
Well, and don't forget he talks about parking at the Denver Museum of Science and History.
True, yeah.
Everybody hates Colorado, and I don't really care where it's at. I want to solve it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear you.
Dirk, I'm looking for. Okay. Dirk asks, Forrest said many have gotten the first 2 clues right. Do you think that many people have thought of this theory? I've looked
and I can't find anything that people have said online. But remember, if Forrest gets 100 emails per day,
right,
and maybe there's 100 of us or 75 active and visible in the community, there are many people talking to Forrest that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And so if he said more than several, even if it's 4 or 5 people that have come up with it, that's still like 1% of the 100, or 0.3%. Like, it's a very small. So I haven't found anybody else talk about this. I've seen people talk about the 3 colors of the Colorado flag is home of brown when you mix the colors.
So Evan Penn says, well, I don't like the WWWH solve. Christy's smart and a good guest. So there you go.
Thank you.
Okay, here's another one, because now the questions are flying in. Read first line and word alone, then read Flywater, and that will connect the first clue. Kiwi says to you.
Okay.
The Flywater book, yeah.
Okay, I don't know about the Flywater book, but I've always thought Colorado in the back of my mind, because he doesn't talk about it in his book.
That's true.
He went alone in Colorado as he's presenting his life to us. Mm-hmm. He left out Colorado.
I like it.
No, he went alone in Colorado.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and so thank you, Super Chat, William. For Christy, Scrapbook 207, in my opinion, it gives an idea how the chest is hidden like the hammer, but I would like to know your opinion.
Have you seen Scrapbook 207?
I not off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. It just came out yesterday, I think. Yeah, it's a new one.
So what does it say?
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, it's just he's talking about a cabin that he purchased and he ended up giving to the Cody Museum. And he said in the old days, whenever somebody built a cabin, they would leave something behind underneath. And underneath that cabin, when they moved it to the museum, was a hammer. An old hammer was actually in the dirt underneath the cabin. So William's saying he's trying to give us an idea of how the chest might have been hidden. But
I think anything's possible.
Right.
Yeah, well, and I think William hasn't been secretive about this. He has well, I don't think he said this, but I will. He has a good solve. I've heard parts of it, and so it's very clever. It's kind of like what you're just saying, something different. I think he has a clever one, but he's at the point of how is it hidden? He thinks how it's concealed is really important, and that's maybe what these are going towards. But it's the how it's concealed. Is it, I don't believe it's buried. I think it's concealed in some clever way that people are not stumbling upon it. So that's like every time. William wants ideas from everybody on this one because it is. I think it's key that maybe we're all missing.
Well, I also think that it's possible that the blaze isn't something that we see, that it's also a riddle. And so I have a solve right now. Actually, I have partners in the chase and their boots on the ground today, so I'm super nervous.
Oh, cool.
But I have I think my strongest solve yet. And I've always thought, oh, these are great solves. And then, I don't find it. But today I have a strong solve that brings it back together. And like he said, you begin where you started, sort of. And not actually physically, but...
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to announce it if you find out today you have found it?
Wow.
Oh, I'm not going to announce it immediately.
You mean not on the marathon? You're not going to come back on today?
Oh my gosh, they just texted. No, yeah. I'm honestly concerned that I would be murdered. So I probably shouldn't have even said boots on the ground. I mean, I'm not confident they'll find it today, but it is my most confident solve so far. But having said that, it's in a place where many people have searched, but nobody can find it, right? And I'm thinking my blaze is not something that you physically see. It's something, it's an answer to a riddle. So you could technically go where it's at from the map, and it would just be on the ground and no one would know because it's in this place that's no one would know to go walk 40 feet in the middle of a, in the middle of a field, like when Forrest is in Vietnam at the waterfall and he trips over a gravestone. I like to think that the treasure is concealed, like you said, or that it's just in a field that no one would ever walk in. And the reason nobody's finding the treasure is because they're looking for a blaze visually, but it's not that.
But he's saying it's anything that stands out. That's the quote that always.
Well, I can see the blaze on the map, but it's an answer to a riddle.
It's right there on that map behind you. Is that a map of Colorado? Because you got marked where the treasure is right there.
Yeah, Sean asked me the same thing. So this is a prop. This is just maps
I've
gathered maps along the way of the 4 states. So I just wanted to have a cool background.
Yeah, right.
So there's a be careful with bears brochure on there. Yeah. So it means nothing.
That's cool. So we got about 5 minutes left. So now you've been on Flipside. You've been on our show. Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have a blog?
I do.
I have. Give it out there.
My name, Christy Fiorello, is my YouTube channel. And I have 2 videos. My next video will be how far did Forrest actually walk. So I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to tape myself, not the whole time, but I'm going to carry 20 pounds in my backpack and see how realistic it is to walk. I don't think you can walk with 20 pounds there and back more than a mile because that's 2 miles. And then you have 20 pounds, half of that. So I think the treasure is within a mile, but we're going to see. So we're going to work that out.
And if you know my story, it's 100%. He told me so. And so I believe the surprise word says that because I actually did exactly that the day that I emailed Forrest. I put 40 pounds in a backpack and I had walked a half mile out and a half mile back. And I said, I don't know if I'm ready because I'm exhausted. And that's when he put the Jenny words out. And I was like, he's like, if you're walking long distances, you're walking too far. And it was like, there you go. I can go. So I always believe now it's a mile. And I know why some people don't because he just put long distances on the official words with Jenny. But I knew I made it a mile that day. But I literally had a backpack. And I would it was my dumbbells from working out. I put them in. That's how I did it.
Brilliant.
So this is Christy's YouTube channel. You guys aren't going to see this, but they can see it on the show. Okay. Christy Fiorello, you can see how that's spelled. She's got 99 subscribers. Come on, guys. Go subscribe to her channel.
Right.
She's got 2 videos up, and you're saying you're going to put up another video soon.
Oh, yeah, I'm probably going to put up what I just talked to you today about. About
now that it's out there.
The Red Sea being the first clue.
I love the pic you got.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, any final questions? Everybody's saying great job.
Yeah, good job. It's a different idea, and Forrest keeps saying it takes imagination. That's definitely imagination.
And so that's the thing is sometimes I do feel a little bit intimidated because I'm newer to the search. I mean, I meet people and they're like, oh yeah, and they just pull out every quote Forrest has ever said ever, and they have unlimited knowledge, and I'm like, okay, well I look stupid, but what I do bring to the table is, first of all, every searcher is unique and brings a unique perspective, but I do think out of the box, and so I think that's my bag, and that's what I bring to the table. So I may not be the smartest searcher, but by gosh, I am imaginative.
And I think that's what it's going to take. Yeah.
And I think it's going to take anybody that says right now, no way. I can tell you in my opinion, those people are the lesser likely to find it, because it's going to take all of us thinking a little differently. So my first thought was like, I don't think this can be, but this is it. Like, you got to just stick it in the brain a while and let it just churn. And it might be, it's not Colorado, but it's something like that with colors or C or part or something. And that's where I don't think everybody needs to tell their solve, but tell their perspective, because these are the kinds of thinkings, like linear imagination versus knowledge. I had a very linear thinker for my first search partner. He knew every quote, he knew it, but he was very linear, and I'm very imaginative like you are. So I love the differences between the two. So we are now going to transition to our next person, but we want to say thank you. Everybody go and subscribe, please, to Christy's channel, and hopefully we'll have you on again. I'd love to do the ladies panel if we can get all the people lined up. No, it didn't happen this time, but it will happen. We've had it in the future. So
thank you guys so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it. This has been super fun. So I appreciate it.
All right, Christy,
we had a great kickoff. Woohoo! Thanks, Christy.
See you guys.
Bye. Okay, so
I will send the invite to our next guest.
Yeah, so this is
make sure I got this
okay. What a great way to kick off.
Yeah,
I knew Christy was smart.
Being where warm waters halt. That's interesting for sure.
Just how she thought about it, because it is specialized knowledge, but it's really not. It's like it's specialized, but it's something everybody knows, so or most people know. So I like it. I like the line of thinking.
And for the blaze, I know a lot of people have thought of the Star of Bethlehem for the blaze, the wise men, if you've been wise, and that kind of ties it in. So that's kind of interesting. It'd be interesting if she had that kind of a solve going in Colorado as well, as far as the blaze being star related or Bible related. All right, Ethan, let me find your email. Give me one second.
Okay. So this will be, if we're looking at time, we are on track, which is fantastic. Ethan is going to be on next with 6 months in the Rockies. God, wouldn't it be cool if you could spend an entire 6 months in the Rockies? So he's going to talk about his plan, and he wants to reach out to you all too about things. And then we know Sassy, the David Blaine winner of treasure hunts. She was also in the hunt very early on when there was only like 2 and 3 people at book signings. I want to pick her brain a little bit about that. She talks about it a little bit, but it is interesting to hear first year, second year. So Ethan is next, and then Sassy. And then John is going to talk about treasure hunting in the winter. And then Brian is going to bring a new searcher perspective. So we have Christy kind of kicked off our panels. We have an hour with Ethan, and we have an hour with Sassy, and then a half an hour with John, and a half an hour with Brian. So that's our next 3 hours, everybody.
And then after that, I believe we're getting to the boots on the ground or bust. So
yes, we are.
Ethan, how are you?
Hi, Ethan.
Guys, how are y'all?
Good. Doing the marathon. We're just doing it. That's what we do here. We just do things. We just let it go. We have audio issues, but that's okay.
Yeah, so I won't interrupt a lot about the audio issues. I'll just tell you if there is any issues, Ethan, and then I'm just going to text you, Mike, and you and I can try to figure this out, because I don't want it too distracting, but we're going to, I've adjusted. Actually, I think it's Tony Roos, somebody who keeps helping me with up, down. I think I've got mine dialed in, but
I think they're just messing with you.
Right. They could be.
Ethan,
okay.
Give yourself a little intro. Tell everybody where you're from, how long you've been involved, and all that fun stuff.
All right. Well, my name's Ethan Wallace. I was born in Texas, raised in Georgia. Now I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay.
And around 2013, when Too Far to Walk came out, that's when I kind of first heard about the Chase, and all I basically had to go off was just a poem. I didn't know anything about the book or anything. So I did a little bit of thinking and contemplating throughout high school, but not really getting anywhere. Shortly after I graduated, it's been on my mind a lot, Hotel California. And so that's when I went ahead and bought the book, and I've just been kind of reading it and stuff. I didn't even know there was any blogs or anything.
Okay.
I didn't even know about like Google and stuff like that. It wasn't until I saw something on YouTube about a gypsy's kiss, and you guys were like suggested, and that's how I kind of got more into the
Nice.
community of it.
Cool. That's awesome.
And so just to let you know, our next searcher is Sassy, and she just put in the chat that she lives within 20 miles. So I just thought that was interesting.
She does. I heard that the last time she was on, so I thought about that.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
do you have a boots on the ground yet, or no? Do you have a solve yet, or no?
Okay, so I have a few solves. I don't believe I can go in confident on one spot. Just because the plan for this trip started because we were gonna take like a vacation in the summer and like find 1 to 2 spots, look, and see if we could find it. But then we probably wouldn't be able to go out until a whole next year, and that only gives us a few days of actual searching. So we decided to take this summer vacation essentially to explore a bunch of possible solves.
So the entire summer you're going to be out there?
Pretty much, yes.
And this is next year, right?
Yes, it's from May to about September.
And are you hitting all 4 states or a particular area, or?
Yes, so we're going to search in every single state. We're going to start in Montana, and then we're going to work our way down all the way to New Mexico, and that's where we'll end our trip.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, hopefully you can meet Forrest while you're down there, at the bookstore or whatever. But yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. And
now, are you going with some general solves in mind? Are you going with a full solve and you're going to hit the exact spot and then maybe vacation a little around it? Are you kind of almost there and you need some recon work, a little bit of everything? What's your plan?
Our general plan is mainly to enjoy ourselves. We never really had a big reason to go to the Rockies. We never thought about it. Like, we want to see the landscapes and stuff, but there was nothing to physically pull us away from our life to go there. So we have a bunch of areas of solves we want to hit in the search area. We're also going to vacation around at the same time, go camp in. And one thing I was hoping from any of your listeners was if they had any spots they recommend just visiting, even if it's like a failed solve spot, but it was just so amazing to go see.
Well, I have a question from the room right before that. Czar is asking, will you still go if it's over? Let's say it's announced next week, it's found. Are you still going to go to the Rockies, or is it like this is you're getting some good vacation time in, but it's really to go find that chest?
Yeah, so I would probably still go, just probably not as long, because the reason we're going for so long is to knock off a whole bunch of spots where we want to look.
Okay.
So it probably wouldn't go that long.
Well, I know where I would go if the solution's published. I would go to the actual spot. I would want to go walk the clues. That would be cool. I'd want to see, what is this blaze? Is it still there? The first person to take a picture of the blaze and post it when it's confirmed that that's what everybody's been looking for 9 years, that's going to be huge.
Heck yeah.
Well, okay, so for me, I'll answer it as the room. If you have a spot for him to go to or a general location, I will say the West Yellowstone area in general. Mike and I didn't have exact solves, so we went to a couple different areas that Forrest has referenced, like Rambaugh Creek, like Ojo Caliente, like the Madison River, like the Fire Hole. I could just continue to name, and the Dude Hotel and Bullwinkles, which used to be Totem Cafe, going to Cody. I could name all of those, and them from the book. And so that would be definitely that area, and that would take many a days. We went for 4, and it was nowhere near enough. There was 50 other places I would have gone. So I will say definitely up north, hitting West Yellowstone, and going into all the places he talks about in the book. It's just kind of nostalgic that you think you're like a part of it. Are you taking a bike is what Sassy would like to know.
No, I am not. I don't have that much endurance. I'm a couch potato for the most part, so I can hike a little bit, but that's about it.
Okay. And so definitely up north, and then definitely Santa Fe, and then hitting Ojo Caliente down there. Actually, what you need to do is buy Chase-opoly, and there are 3 of the most famous search locations in each state as properties. I don't know if I should have given that away or not, but you hit each of the states, and we pick like Earthquake Lake and Ojo Caliente etc. So, but you can go to any of the forums and boards, and they will tell you the ones that everybody's hit. And I think he's finally published it. There is a guy that put up a website where you can register where you went and failed your search. So some people believe that's useful to say it hasn't been there. Now, some people say that means that could be the place for someone was 200 feet away. So anyway, you can see where the people have hit 26 times or there's no hits at all on that spot. So there you have it.
Yeah.
But what is okay? Seeking Pilgrim says Ghost Town, Bannock, Montana is a great place to visit. And you're going to have to go back probably through this chat as you're on, and you can go and read. I'm sure there's some other ones that have been said that I am not, because if they don't highlight it, it zooms back by. Yeah, William is noting that 4 days up in West Yellowstone, this is true, costs $2,000 to $3,000. So you're just independently wealthy. You're just taking 6 months off. You're just how is this happening?
So me and my fiance, we have our dual income, and we're kind of just saving it up right now. And I plan on getting a second part-time job just through the winter, because the winters are rough up here. You don't really get out much. So I might as well just work.
You're saving well to make it happen.
That's awesome.
That's why, yeah. And we plan on like taking either a van type, a minivan or something, and we'll rough it in the back if we have to. We'll find places where we can just camp and stuff. We don't plan on like staying in hotels very much. Like I like to just camp and stuff.
A lot of people up there in Yellowstone do that. I mean, they sleep in their car, or they have a tent, or whatever the deal is. Now, is there particular spots that you want to look specifically for, like where warm water's halted for the clues, or are you just going to kind of wing it as you get up there?
Well, we have a few places where like we feel confident about, like Ojo Caliente is one of them.
Right.
And there's a few over. I don't have my list right in front of me. But I mean, for the most part, yeah.
So you are offering to go search specific places for people, is that correct?
Yes. I noticed on blogs a lot of people are always like, oh, I have the solve, but there's no way I'll ever get, go out there, but they don't want to put it up and stuff. And I used to be like that, especially like in high school. I was thinking, oh, if only someone could help me with this or whatever. And then as I got more in the search, I'm like, before I could go on this trip, I would think about if somebody could do it for me. But because I'm going to be there for so long and exploring almost like every possible area,
right?
If people have an area they want searched, or even just want pictures of, or want to see if their solve fits.
That's pretty cool.
But a lot of people solves the closure.
So last year, when I didn't have a solve and I didn't want to lose a season, I put out on Thor, does anybody want to like partner up, because I'd love to go just get boots on the ground even though I can't get a solve going. And I had about 100 people email me, and to this day I think about half of them think I've stolen their, and I actually have the treasure chest. So how do you deal with the crazies that are going to respond and say absolutely, and then right when they tell you just a general state, you have now stolen their idea and they're going to whatever that is, like be crazy with have you thought about that? Just because I went through it, I still have people like, I know you took my solve. I'm like, I didn't even like your solve. So what do you say to that?
Well, I haven't really thought about it too much, but I mean, people don't have to, it's mainly for people who just want to know. For the most part, I'm not trying to like just steal other solves. If someone doesn't want to tell me what they want to look at, I'll take video and picture whatever they want. It's mainly just to help some people out there that can't get off the couch.
And how about the people, because you're going to get contacted by these people, the people that say, I know where it is, you want to go get it, but first you need to sign this agreement before I tell you where it is. You're not interested in doing that? No. Okay, because I know a lot of people, they're so paranoid.
Yeah, I have an email, and I'm just gonna have anyone who wants to just email me, and I'll look through them all and everything, and I'll respond to everyone. If anyone give it agreement kind of stuff, I'll just.
What's the email? Do you want to give it?
So,
yeah,
that's fine. It's modern age hippie HIPPIE 42. Okay. Sorry, it's a different email than I use for regular contact because I just get so much.
Smart.
So modern age hippie HIPPIE 42 at
gmail.com.
Gmail. All right, I'm gonna put it in the chat. So if anybody, Ethan is going to be in the Rocky Mountains in all 4 search states next summer. 6 months, roughly, you're going to be out there?
We narrowed it down to about 4
Okay.
because we're not going to leave until probably into April, May because of, all the melting snow still.
Especially because you're starting up north and working your way down, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
And things change. Don't hold them till you said 4 months. Things change between now and then. But I just put your email in the chat, and if anybody's interested in Ethan and his fiance, right, are going to be out there.
Yeah.
If you want them to check out a spot or you want them to send you a picture or something, send them an email. You never know.
And Sassy said she's willing to brainstorm with you, and she has solved a hunt, the David Blaine hunt. She solved it. So she just thinks differently. Again, thinking differently. But it sounds like, so everybody listen up. If you're going to say, no, we need legal agreements and all of this, this isn't the person for you. If you're just like, gosh, I just want to tell somebody that's going to go out that way, and why not? Because I'm never going to get it otherwise. This is the guy for you, it seems like. So, and you're going to probably plot along the way. Are you going to do any tubing videos, pictures? Are you going to journal it? Or is there going to be any way that we can kind of watch your journey or anything? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, so I plan on for Christmas asking Santa for a video camera, a nice one, because I also want to take a whole bunch of pictures. My family, we're from Texas, but we've never been to, we're from Dallas. We're from the city part of Texas, so we've never seen the kind of Wild West landscape, any of that, Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, any of that. So I also want to take pictures of everything in general for them. And yeah, we'll take videos about each of our solves.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, if you had a vlog or something. And when you're done, when you come back home, come on back on and share some of that with us. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Yeah,
you're a Flatlander, and I can tell you, after I've done some basic camping and hiking, until you get up to Yellowstone, that's a whole different thing. And actually, some people are going to talk about boots on the ground, what that means, safety boots on the ground. They have some other things about altitudes and all that. So today, hopefully, will be a resource for you as well to help. So what do you think you're most excited about going? I mean, this is kind of trip of a lifetime. So what are you most excited about?
I really want to see Grand Canyon. I want to see. I know it's not really in the search area, but we're going to be over in that general area, so might as well stop by. I want to see Old Faithful. I'm kind of excited to see everything for the most part. That's mainly what we're looking forward to, is just being in the mountains and having fun. Because for us, it really is about the thrill of the chase. There's no reason we'd ever have, to leave to go there. So it's kind of fun to see everything and have a little bit of purpose. But
and when you're in West Yellowstone and you're on Canyon Street and you see all the places that are in the book where Forrest spent, as a kid, it's really cool just to be like, this is it. This is the Dude Motel is right there. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm excited.
Well, and if you don't know about Dale's Cache, it is back behind the Dude Motel. You should go and see it. So some searchers leave stuff, a lot of searchers take stuff, but it's kind of a constant thing. And so it's kind of a cool place to go and visit, because then it's other searchers who have left stuff, and it's a little geocache. So it's very cool.
Yeah, we're also very excited to geocache. A lot of geocache we come to sometimes have $1 or $2 in it. Yeah. So we like to switch it out for other dollars or other stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You're just picking up good mojo, right? There was there's lots of different things, and we almost put a coin there just for the next one, but then I think Diggin' Gypsy's sister put her cowboy boots there, and those were gone the next day.
I went with William that day. That's right, William and his son, and he's like, "Hey, everything's gone." But we should do a searcher cache. We should do a new. I mean, Dale has his cache, but I wonder if maybe while you're up there, Ethan, if you find a cool spot, we could set something up, and then you tell everybody this is where it is, and all the searchers, they leave something, they take something. That would kind of be cool. Now, a lot of people are saying be safe while you're up there. So the whole bear spray thing and some of the safety precautions to take while you're up there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was in this isn't really a bragging point, but I was in Boy Scouts for 4th and 5th grade, the Weeblos. I spent a little bit of time in the woods. I'm not survivor expert or anything, but generally I'm pretty good. If there's certain areas that are known to be avoid at all costs, I'd like to know those areas and stuff.
Well, I would just keep in your mind, this is what I tell a lot of people, because they'll say, do you think I should do this? And they're repelling or whatever. And I just say, so we know Forrest, well, I think everybody knows this. He has back issues. He has a back problem. So he's not hiking long distances. He's not rappelling. He's not. Right. I mean, in my opinion, and I'm pretty strong on this, even at 80. Now he's at 90, and there's no way he could get there. But even at 80, I didn't know him at 80, but I knew him at 86, and I knew he had back problems, so it didn't start that year. So no. So I would just put in your mind each time, and like I was putting. Everybody knows my hot spring story where I put my walking stick in and it didn't come out that way, and I thought, there's no way he would have been dangerous about putting it in a spring. I didn't think about that till after, and my walking stick was dust. I will say, though, that's one of the best things that I ever purchased was the walking sticks. It sounded like everybody's like, oh, I didn't know you used to be on a cane. It wasn't a cane. It's a walking stick. And it helps so much with terrain. It helps so much with hiding. I put the stick in a hidey hole. I had a rabbit jump out. I had a snake jump out. And I was thinking if I would have put my hand in that. So it helped it for 100 different reasons. So walking sticks, look into them. They are awesome. Do you have a bear spray badge? Tony Rusi wants to know.
Bear spray badge.
I do not, no.
I would just ask you, there's a searcher named Cynthia Meacham. She's kind of famous in the community because she's been searching so long. She has a bear spray video where she had taken the pin out and put it in her pants and then bent over doing something different, and it went off. So if you ever want to know what not to do, and she kept the video rolling, and she actually finished up her boots on the ground before she laid in milk for a day. She got an area that she shouldn't have, but she was very helpful to the community for keeping the video going, sharing it with us. What not to do with bear spray is maybe that video is almost as famous as Mike's yogurt video.
Yeah, just use some common sense out there. If somebody wants you to go into some pretty gnarly places, you know, they're like, it's really hard to get to, you know, take you 8 hours. It's up to you because you're there for a vacation. But yeah, as far as where the treasure is, I don't think it's going to be that difficult to get to.
Yeah, I'm there for not dying for any treasure. So
right.
The searcher may be in the room, but you have to have a helicopter, you have to have a rappel line, and you have to have a ladder. And I just said 1, 2, 3. Those are all wrong. And I don't say wrong very often, but when it comes to safety, wrong. I mean, just I'm saying it loud, I'm saying it proud, wrong. And so he swears, he's like, you're just not using your imagination. I'm like, you're not being safe. And he's an outdoorsy guy, so he's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, no, because 1 out of every, let's say 10,000 times someone rappels, that it's going to happen that they're going to die. 1 out of every, just like jumping out of a plane or whatever. So for the chase, just don't do it. Okay. Okay, Pro. Cynthia's last video shows her following a black bear down the trail while she keeps looking back at her. Oh, I haven't seen that one. See, so I do have to say, as you all know, I was looking at going next week to Wyoming, and Cynthia's like, be careful of the bears, and she was going to put up something of why. That's probably it. Let's see. Okay, so where can they reach you again? I just remember hippie. You're going to put it in the description, right?
I put it in the chat, but yeah, say it again with the email addresses.
It's just modern age hippie HIPPIE 42 at Gmail.
Silver Fox, Cynthia's not going to be on. I don't know if she wants it out, what she's doing. So she's not going to be on. Let's just say that. And she's tied up doing things. Lots of people entering, leaving, coming back. This is one that they will have lots of. So no. Also, a month from now, you will have a new searcher watch this video and then reach out to you. So this will be played for years to come, or months to come, or however long it takes to come. I was looking at some of Mike's videos from way back, like 2 years ago. They have like 30,000 views from 2 years ago. So this will be, you are now in the marathon.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else you want to say? Anything from the chat room? Any questions you guys have?
There is one thing I also wanted to ask if anyone would like to. One big thing for us, we don't have a lot of supplies. Actually, we have none to go and stuff. And we're gonna need a tent and stuff. And because we're trying to save for this, we want to buy used. So we've been looking around and stuff, and like that's what we're gonna shop around for cheap. So if anyone has any like old camping stuff, any boots, any fishing stuff, because I love to fish. Just anything used they're not going to use, they can email me about, and we can negotiate about it if they want.
Now, are you coming back on for Boots on the Ground or Bust, or no?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. So yeah, if anybody's got anything out there, maybe if they either wanted to donate it to Ethan, or maybe just wanted to say, hey, this is a good deal, email them. The email, I will put the email in the description when we're done with the marathon as well. But yeah, just email them and let them know. And you said you're in what state again?
I'm in Indiana.
Indiana. So if there's any searchers like Sassy that are in Indiana that might be like, hey, look, this is a good deal.
Well, she said you could actually borrow some stuff from her, so contact her because she just put that in chat.
You two definitely got to get together.
Yeah, well, and I will say, Tim Walker said check estate sales, but here is a little known fact, or I didn't know it. Mike thought I was crazy for not knowing it. I had my old house sold, and I had to get a bunch of stuff out very quickly. I did not plan well. I will say it was my fault, but what I did was said, anyone be at my house, and here's the address. I put it up on Craigslist. I said everything is free to good homes. I had 60 people out in front of my house, every single item, and I had big items, small items. It was mayhem for about 8 minutes. Every single item was gone. And a lot of people say that's how they just wait for somebody to say, for whatever reason, they couldn't get it moved or sell it in time or whatever. I didn't want people at my house with kids and old house, all of that. There was a ton, and there was like the other walking stick. I had 2 walkings. There was a ton of stuff like that. So also check, there's a place on Craigslist that's free stuff, and now it goes quick, but you just have to be ready for it. I did not know this.
Right.
So
I have to check for that.
For sure.
Okay, and Sassy says I can send you her email, so I don't share unless they allow it, so I will be sending you her email as well.
So Alan K says, Ethan, before you go, please read Lost in Yellowstone, Truman Everett's 37 Days of Peril, and then watch The Revenant. The Revenant's with the bear with
Leonardo DiCaprio.
You don't want to go down that road, yeah.
Well, at least it'll make you aware of what could happen.
People are trying to scare you to not go.
Or at least just being aware.
As long as you can run faster than your fiance, you really don't have much to worry about.
That's exactly what I told her. I was like, all right, you're going to get the knife and you're going to get the bear spray.
That's actually my first search partner. He's a family member, and I had the knife and the bear spray, and I was thinking, and I had the bear bell, and I said, why am I holding it? And he's like, I can run faster than you. And I thought, really, you're going to give me the knife? Like, I might be able to get the bear spray out, but the knife, like, I'm going to go after a bear. Like, really? I'm like, you're not supposed to run away from me, though. You're supposed to come and help protect me. It's like, no, I got kids too. Sorry. I'm like, okay. So we just said we're going to have each other. Like, if one of us died, we take care of the kids for the other. But we didn't even see a bear. Like, knock on wood, we didn't even see a bear. So it wasn't. So if you just kind of put it in your head and you're not, and Lisa says also flea markets and backing gear at flea markets. And there's a flea market on Facebook. Look at all these ideas. I think it was Illinois Ghost. Maybe not. Maybe it was Jason. There was somebody that did. Oh no, it might have been Rodney. Anyway, there's some past YouTube videos on how they go for like less than $50, like outside of gas. Like, here are all the ways that they cut cost, and especially if you're going to have a long trip like yours, you might want to. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Please put up a link or email Mike a link. Put it up. It just had a bunch of like little cost savings, like Walmart parking lots. I didn't know that you can go and park there and you won't get towed. That's one thing that they do.
Is that right?
Yeah, and there was a whole bunch of resources they had that they were like, here, and do this, and here's a way to cost savings on that, and when you're actually camping here and all of that. So anyway, mountain lions sound different than what you think. Ooh, Chicken Hawk says. Okay, MG, I pulled mine away a little bit. Yeah, fully seen it. It was Rodney Greenway. Mike is too close to mouth. I'm moving it away. I'm sorry. Okay, so anything else you want to say, Ethan, before you go?
Yeah, if anyone doesn't necessarily want to, have anything to sell to me, but they want to help out, I don't like just straight donations, because I already work, we're already saving, and other people are working for their money. So I feel like other people, like people who go on the boots around a bus, probably need it more. So if anyone would like to help me financially, I do paintings, and I can show you one here real quick. Just one second.
So they're for sale?
Yes,
Cool.
No, he's
Yeah,
saying like
I'll
if
do
somebody
donation.
donates something to him,
Yeah,
he doesn't want to take just free. He wants to give back.
I got
Okay,
it.
let's see
Exactly.
it.
That's a good deal.
I'll do commissions, and hold on, I'll grab one just so people can get a general idea.
Awesome.
I wonder what they're of. Is it like search
I
related,
know.
Forrest Fenn related,
That would
or is
be
it
so
something
cool.
totally different? That's cool.
All right. So
Oh, Craig Carter's saying a large number of Walmarts no longer allow overnight camping.
Yeah, I
Okay.
never heard that before. But okay, let's see what you got, Ethan.
all right. So it's called acrylic fluid painting,
Oh wow, that's different.
Ah, yeah.
and it's flowy colors. It's just very pretty kind of stuff. It's nothing specific.
Right.
Ah, okay.
I sell them about $20 a piece, $30, just whatever people want.
Okay.
I just like, so if anyone would like to help me out that way, I mean, I already just make them for fun.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
And I think Sassy might recruit you to go check her area out in New Mexico. Maybe it's between you two, but.
And you like bring it home to her that's like less than 20 miles away. That's just so random.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Uh,
Okay. We have some things to catch up on between guests next, but Ethan, this is still your time. Anything else? Anybody have any more questions? And Angelo, we're going to go over that right after Ethan before
Yeah,
our next
we're gonna
guest.
show
We'll
the
go
agenda.
over all of that again. So, Ethan, anything last you want to say?
No, just if anyone has just anything, even outside the search states that they, just driving to go see. Like, I think we're going to stop by Mount Rushmore on the way over.
yeah. So interesting place to go, where somebody's like, you got to go check this out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially number one thing, best food. I like to try
okay.
a bunch of places, and I'm from Texas, so I know good Mexican, good Southwestern
Yeah.
food. So
I
people
had
have good restaurants like that.
what's the restaurant we were in up there? Where I tried the buffalo chili. I had buffalo chili for the first time while we were up there. Next to that Holiday Inn or whatever it was, that restaurant. Or maybe it wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Buffalo
the name.
chili was pretty good. So
Well, the one place that I love to go is Guy Farino or Ferrillo. Fierro.
Yeah.
He does a great where he finds little diners, dashes, and dives or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
right.
But so if you want like an off path, not like a fine dining restaurant, but more just like, oh, you got to go here for the chili and you got to go here for the tacos, and then he is a great place because you could actually go to his website and put it in by state or location, and it'll give you anything in that location, so you can kind of find along the way, and you can go and watch his video on it or stop by either way.
You should really think about doing a blog when you have Wi-Fi access out there. You can update it like we've been here. Here's some pictures. That would really be cool, so people could track where you're at and see the progress.
That's what I was planning on doing. Maybe something like a YouTube channel for it, and just
that would be cool.
update,
For sure.
Throw up some videos.
Yeah.
And David West.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, David West says you should also see Devil's Tower. But what were you saying, Ethan?
Oh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Devil's Tower. Yeah.
I was just gonna say that we will stop at hotels occasionally because to charge up our phones and all our devices and anything we need, kind of rest up on a bed or whatever comfortably. So we will stop at a hotel occasionally, and that's when we can get Wi-Fi and probably upload.
Yeah, do the laundry, get the showers in, do all those fun things. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
All right. Well,
thank you so much for coming on. This is you have to check in with us. It's a must. You have to. As you continue through your journey, but how fun. So it sounds fantastic. And if you launch a YouTube, tell us as well, because we'll talk about it as well, and we'll check in with you along your journey.
Definitely will. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming
all
on.
right.
And
thanks for coming on. Good
Thank
stuff. And stay safe on the travels, and definitely come back on the show right before you guys are going to go, and you can next year, and you can remind everybody about what's going on. And it should be a lot of fun, especially if you have a YouTube or a blog set up. You can give that out to everybody.
Definitely.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ethan, everybody.
Thanks, Ethan.
And I'll put your give the email address one more time.
Modern Age Hippie, HIPPIE 42.
All right, I'm going to put it in the chat one more time. And if you guys just want to give Ethan some advice before he goes on his trip, email him and let him know.
I'm on my phone constantly, so I'll see it.
Okay.
Awesome.
ModernAgeHippie42@gmail.com. All right, thanks, Ethan. Thanks for coming on this marathon.
Thank you guys.
Excellent. Okay.
All
Bye.
right. So
Bye.
a lot of people,
Okay.
or Angelo had said, where's the agenda? So I'm going to put it in
Yeah.
Word so I can make it bigger than to go into Thor. So give me 1 second.
Okay.
Start
And
this
yeah, I
now.
actually want to go over, this will be the time, we've had a couple guests. Let's go over kind of highlights from the day
Oh,
and
that
when
didn't
you
work. All right, hang on, go ahead. Go ahead.
need me to email it to you.
Yeah, if you can. I can show Thor, it's not going to be very big. So this is the agenda we have, everybody, for the rest of the day. It's on hintofriches.com, and it's under Marathon Agenda, September 28th. Don't miss it. So that was Ethan. So we've got Sassy coming on in about 25 minutes. But Sassy, if you did want to come on earlier, just email me and let me know when you're ready, and I can send the link a little bit early if we want. Early is better than being
You can't
late.
zoom in on that?
Nah, I don't think so. I'm not seeing where
Okay.
I can zoom in.
Okay. Okay. So I'm able to zoom because I have an iPad.
Well,
Okay,
here, if you want to share your screen, you can do it.
No, because I'm doing it on my
Oh, I
iPad.
got
Which
you.
I'm on,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I got
Okay, so looking at the rest of the day, Christy and Ethan, we are down there. We're a few minutes ahead. We think we'll probably fall a few minutes behind throughout the day. For those of you wondering, here is my official way that I am drawing. So as each person comes on, we're going to have all the guests, and then I'm going to pull those out, put them in a hat. End of the marathon, all the panelists are going to get a chance of winning one of the coins, and it is number 31.
And are the boots on the ground or bus people included in this or not? I'm still not sure.
Boots on the ground or bus. They are going to be a separate drawing, just those 7. That is what's going to go up on Thor, and one of those people are going to win by popular vote up on Thor. So they're each going to get the 10 minutes. That's coming up in about another hour.
And speaking of boots on the ground or bust, I put coin number 33 on eBay, and this is the coin. I'm going to show it right here. If you guys go to eBay and you search Forrest Fenn, this will come up. Coin, I put it, limited edition 2019 Forrest Fenn Searcher coin number 33. It's not the best picture, but you can see right there, number 33. Boots on the ground or bust. And remember, whoever everybody votes for, we'll get the proceeds for however high this auction goes. We'll get the money minus the fees. eBay charges 10%. I think PayPal charges 3%. But whatever money actually goes to the PayPal account, we will send that to one of the lucky winners from Boots on the Ground or Bust. And they have to have a PayPal account. Remember that, everybody. But I'm sure if somebody wins it, they can set up a PayPal account just to get the money. So if you guys are interested in bidding, if you guys are interested in helping out one of these searchers, you can go there and bid on that coin. That'll be up for 7 days. So that auction will end next Saturday around noon, or maybe 11. I think I put it up before we went live. So around 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay.
And Chicken Hawk, I think we're going to have time to talk about 207 because I have a couple things I want to say about it. But let's go over the rest of the agenda. Make sure to hit up the Chase-opoly half an hour because we have an announcement. Plus, if you comment in chat during that session, you will get an entry for another search coin, which will be 29. And we also have an announcement of maybe how you might be able to get one early.
That's right. Tune in for the Chase-opoly. It could be huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody just bid on the coin. So thank you very much, whoever that was.
Nice. Okay. And then AGK is coming on. Go and comment in their chat from Wednesday night, or put a comment from their Wednesday night show, and you'll be entered. They're going to do a random drawing of everyone who's commented, who made a comment for 32.
Did.
And then the Boots on the Ground documentary, that's going to be our last one of the night. You don't want to miss it. If you are, and we're going to have a coin available there. I won't talk about that anymore, because if you tune in for anything, tune in for that tonight. I'm telling you, tune in for that session tonight. Right. I can repeat, tune in for that tonight. Okay.
All right. I found out how to zoom in thanks to, was that Craig Carter? Yeah, we can zoom in to the agenda. So this is the agenda for today, everybody. Ethan just went off, so we're going to have Sassy. And then John about treasure hunting in winter. He's got a story to share. Brian, new searcher perspective. And these are the times. This is Pacific on the left all the way over to Eastern on the right. And then John and Sassy are going to do, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that want to give their boots on the ground or bust story that people will be able to vote on Hint of Riches. And then, Chase-opoly will be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, so that one you don't want to miss. AGK, Toby and Shelley will be on at 6 p.m. And that was Pacific, not Eastern. 5:30 Pacific, 6 o'clock. Pacific.
Yeah, and I confuse people. They're like, "What does treasure hunting time mean? Is that a different?"
Yeah,
so
that's
all of the different. Yeah. What do you mean? Santa Fe is our treasure hunting time zone.
Just leave it as Pacific. I think would be the easiest way. But Copper Dan is coming on to talk about his frame fundraiser. If you guys haven't heard about what he's doing for charity, it's pretty awesome. So he will be on at 7 o'clock Pacific to talk about that. And then we've got some other people. We're just going to keep going until we can't go no more, because that's what we do.
Well, and there was some people last time. I was really nervous when Mike said this. If he's like, if you send me an email, we'll have you on. And he sent a bunch of people the email. That's how we met Jens. That's how we met a lot of different searchers. Remember when we did that? And it worked out really well. And there was like, I think there was 16 of us on, and no one talked over themselves. And I can't stop myself from talking over you. So it was amazing. So we're going to do that again. So if you want, and there'll be other people there. This might be just your entry into how to be involved. That's the other thing I want to say is boots on the ground or bust. Some people are not going to show their faces. They want to show, they might do like a Susie where they're showing their book or whatever.
And that's okay.
It's not, it's not a requirement to show your face. So just remember that, and for later as well, if you just want to kind of ease into this. I had, if everybody remembers, my first YouTube was a chat. I just put a blank screen
just
and then
a place for people
and I
to
went
chat.
audio.
That's an interesting idea.
And then I went to audio, and then I went to, so I eased into it over time. So it's totally up to you. Yes, Michael.
So, K-Pro, do you need a break? Like right now? No? Okay. Because I was going to say, I'm going to take a break real quick, use the bathroom and make another cup of coffee. So do you want to talk, or do you want me to show a video so you can get a break as well?
No. Okay. I'm good. Can you bring up 207?
Yeah. You want me to show it?
Yeah. Actually, let me...
While we wait for Sassy to email me, this is letting me know that she's ready to go on. But I know it's a little bit early.
But
we got
actually,
about 20 minutes, so we're okay.
I want to see if I can bring it up, because that will be better for... Oh, I've never brought Del Neitzel's site up on this computer.
So all you got to do is go out and Zoom, or you mean not? You want me to show it, but you want to read it on your own?
No, I can. I'm actually going to try it on my site.
You'll share it? Okay.
Let's see. Del Neitzel.
Scrapbook 207.
So let's talk a little bit. This is awesome that we have a little bit of time.
Wait, is it 207? Oh, yes, it is 207. Okay. Yeah. Apsaraki Hut. How do you say that? Apsaraki? Anybody? All right. Oh, so world famous gamer. So we know how he's saying show the tennis racket. So in Too Far to Walk, there's a picture of a tennis racket, and somebody gave me the page number, so he wants me to show it. And what he's saying is the tennis racket is Forrest Fenn telling you to put the poem in a grid. What do you think? So I'll get that book at some point, and I'll show the picture of world famous gamer. I don't know if that's what he's telling us, but it's kind of an interesting thought. So you good? Can you bring it up?
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna figure it out.
All right. There you go.
There. Can you guys see it?
Yes. There you go. All right, and I will be right back.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit. What's 45 minutes? You'll be back in 45 minutes? Yeah, I was going to say, don't take your microphone with you if you're hitting the restroom.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about 207. First thing I will say is I've been prepping for this. So if anyone else has said anything that I say, I didn't know to give you credit, and you fully get credit, because I know that that's important to some people of who said what first. I just haven't been able to see anything up to this point, or read anything up to this point, or watch anything up to this point. So those of you, the beat of the drum and the whoop of the dance, those of you that may not know, it's a really expensive book. It's one of the only books that I have not purchased because it's expensive, and I was able to get it through an interloan library and then returned it. So I had this book for a little bit. It was pretty amazing. I have some notes around here somewhere about that. So I'm not going to go into too much detail since we only have about 10 minutes, but I definitely want to comment on the final two comments. But I will say, for somebody who's had a Nez Perce Trail and the teepee huts at Bighorn as a part of their solve, when they see something like this, like me, I look at these pictures and I go, okay, is he telling me something? And when I told him just this last week, I am going to be hitting the center of the West, and I'm going to be, of course, we all think he's talking to us, right? But let's go into the things that I find really fascinating about this. I actually, those of you that don't know, there is a webcam that's in the Buffalo Bill Historic Center parking lot. And so when he brings up this parking lot again, I'm fixated on the parking lot, and he's talked about in a scrapbook, a Walmart parking lot. So there is I don't know, there's something here. I just kind of throw that out. But here's the big thing that I think most people are finding fascinating is about this hammer, this claw hammer that he put underneath in the foundation. This is what I think if I was William, I'd be going, is this how it is obscured? Is this how it is hidden? And we're not talking about a structure, so we know that, but this basic concept of something underneath something, especially when you look down and find the blaze, that could definitely be the case. So talking a little bit about, and anybody that has any questions, let me know. Is there a reason? Wait. There is some reason to believe that the hammer was later retrieved and placed inside the cabin. I don't know, and I have some thoughts on that. But let me go. Chicken Hawk is saying, I just don't get it. I know, I just don't get it. So you can help. No one gets it. No one has the chest yet. My treasure chest is not associated with any structure, and it has not been retrieved or moved since I first hit it. So here is a couple things I want to say on this. Renegade, no, it is not too late. Email Cowlazars@gmail.com. We have one spot left. If you want it, email him and you can have that spot. I have spoken with and corresponded and had exchanges with some people that run that museum and people that are in certain parts and displays and information. This was a fixation of mine for a while as well. Searchers have come in and done damage to particular displays and places that they thought the treasure chest was hidden within the center of the West. Forrest was a director for this, or sat on the board of directors for this museum. I can tell you too that I believe by the first one, and I have no direct knowledge of this other than some other, okay, we might need to be banning someone if someone's going to get silly like that, Michael. I see that.
I'm looking. What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Something about kids. I don't know, Vincent.
Well, there you go, Vincent. You're banned. Hey, you got what you wanted, apparently.
Okay. And then delete all that if you can. Okay, so here's what I believe. I believe we're going to go. The second one says my treasure chest is not associated with any structure. So this means don't go into that structure, and it's not been retrieved or moved. I believe that means the hammer's been moved by the first one. And if the hammer has been moved in any way, he is saying that the hammer probably has been moved. He doesn't know for sure. But the important message is do not go into this museum as a whole, but into this house and thinking that the treasure is somehow associated, because one, this is a structure, and two, whether this has been moved or not has nothing to do with the treasure chest. That is where he says author's note, that's my interpretation and so I believe, again, I'm going to summarize it and then I'll get into the chat room. The treasure chest, he's emphasizing don't damage stuff and don't bring on more issues to the center of the West. And it's not, the treasure chest has not been retrieved or moved, even if the hammer has been retrieved or moved. I don't think there's any way for him to know if the hammer has been retrieved or moved, or maybe he has, and maybe that's his warning. So if you go second first and then go with the first comment, that is what I believe is what he is saying here. Now, let me go back. Okay, Copper Dan is now here. Oh, good. Okay, let's see. Wonder Twins activate. Okay, thank you. I can hear everything Mike's doing. Mike, when you were gone, Renegade is going to want to be our last spot on Boots on the Ground or Bust.
Okay, then Renegade, you got to email me. Cowlazars@gmail.com. Okay.
I told him he's emailing you.
All right.
Craig Carter said, per Troy, there is a trapdoor under the table, and he was who told Forrest it had been moved. Okay, so there you go. Then it might have been moved, and that even shows more. Okay, so it sounds like somebody knew that it had been moved. So if you go with that, then that totally makes sense then if it has been moved. I know who it is. Check out the way he ends it. I don't know what that means.
Well, the way he ends it is, my treasure chest is not associated with any structure, and it has not been retrieved or moved since I first hit it. So
Right.
to me, that sounds as if Forrest does know somehow, some way. I know he's kind of made two different comments about that, but he's saying, I know it hasn't been moved or retrieved.
Right,
since I
but
first
some
hit it."
people are saying, okay, now there's two things. He uses an asterisk here, which we can talk about. But here's the other piece. Oh, greetings from Germany. Is that Tilo? I think that's Tilo. So here's the thing. I think the reason that he's putting that in this particular scrapbook is he's saying, my treasure chest is not associated with the structure. Up above, I'm talking about the structure that some people could think is Homer Brown, and look quickly down, and I just talked about something under it. Don't do it. It's not there. Don't. You should be arrested. You should be thrown out of the chase. No, don't do it. And then if we go with what I was just theorizing, that the hammer might have been moved, he thinks it's been moved. So does that mean the treasure's been moved? No, he's saying no. And it sounds like somebody already told someone that told Forrest that it might have been moved. So he's saying he doesn't know that. But just remember, the most important part is, it's not associated with the structure, so it's not associated with this cabin. And it might have been moved, but it has nothing to do. He's kind of just telling a story, y'all. He's trying to say keep it light.
Right.
Apparently, he was there recently and found out they moved it to the area found under the top door, and then he told Forrest. Okay, not he, Forrest, because I was going to say Forrest has not been there recently.
So yeah, he's just reminding everyone that, hey, the treasure chest isn't associated with the structure, and that it hasn't been retrieved or moved. It's still there, so... He says he knows. Okay. He knows somehow, right?
He knows. He knows. Okay, so Chickenhawk is saying 2 above at K-Pro. 2 above. Oh, my. This is hard. Okay, can you just repeat it? Because it's gone. No, I'm asking Chickenhawk. Just repeat whatever you said. He's asking me to scroll back up, but the room is moving so fast I can't.
I'm looking.
Can the home of Brown be a structure? Oh, Seeking Pilgrim. That is a loaded question. Forrest, I think the only public information that Forrest has put out in a scrapbook or words officially, and later we're going to go over where everything officially is for new searchers, was that the treasure chest is not associated with the structure. But did Cynthia put in her book a full explanation of why she thinks it's all 9 and all 9 are not related to a structure? I believe that no, I think none of them could be, including Homer Brown. Now, somebody did say, and let me look at this because I have not seen this. Forrest has put, thanks, Dal, for placing one of your recent photos of the cabin in my story. The unfortunate side to note is about a client of mine who lived in Santa Barbara. She owned the guest register. Oh, I have something to say about this. That was in the cabin for the old fight participants to sign. I once had the opportunity to leisure through it and see the names of many historic figures. A forest fire in Santa Barbara took her house and the guide register. Surely there were a few angels who cried. Okay, so the register, I think that's important for Paradise, personally, where I think Forrest was before. So maybe that is a reference to, I mean, that register is gone, so don't go looking for it. But I think the registers are important. Forrest has registers of people that came and visited his house and lots of signatures of lots of things. I think that's interesting. Okay, now I need to do a stop share. Which I totally know how to do.
K-Pro, on your iPad, can you see the chat for the video?
Yes.
Okay, because somebody on Facebook's asking, how do I see the chat? I mean, do you have to hit a button that says, or just on the right-hand side?
So, no, when you bring up the video, you're going to see the 26 thumbs up, the 5 thumbs down, and then a button that says live chat, and then it says share and report.
Okay.
Click on live chat, and you will see it come up on the right.
Okay, I responded. If they can figure it out, they can figure it out. Well, how many thumbs up do we have?
We have 20. Well, mine doesn't automatically, so I have to go back in. We have
31
now. 31.
32.
So
everybody
go and thumbs up
this video. It should at least have 100, in my opinion. I don't care how
when
many thumbs down.
We have 200 people watching at this point. Let's see. Did the Chase book everyone signed burn up in the winner's car? MG, I've not heard that. Seattle Sullivan was the one that won it, and I haven't heard anything negative.
There was a fire? I haven't heard that.
I don't know. Wow. That's what MG is asking, but
That would
unless
be
I hear it,
horrible if that's true.
that I can find out. I know someone that knows him well. I can hold on. Hold on. After this, and when we get our new searcher on, I will put a note to myself. Check on Seattle Sullivan's book.
And there's Sassy.
Okay.
Once she gets in.
And
Hey,
there's Sassy.
there she is.
The hammer. The structure was built from wood in some
Hey.
forest and was moved, and the trees were moved from the forest. The hammer is still there.
I don't know
okay.
what that means.
I don't know either. But Sassy's here. Sassy's in the house.
I am.
Oh, and I can hear her. Can everyone else hear her?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good.
I can't
Okay.
about that, you guys.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you. It's
We
okay.
can hear you perfect.
I always blast everybody out. and
No,
I feel
it's
bad.
lower than normal. It sounds good to me. It sounds good.
Well, because I have the computer about 5 feet away from
Oh,
me.
gotcha. Get everybody in the chat here. Go ahead and talk, Sassy.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I think it's
Testing,
cool.
testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
I
I
can
think
hear
we're
you
good.
just
I
fine.
think we're good.
Okay.
Sweet Sassy Molassy, Dave Calvi says. That's a good nickname. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce Sassy the way I know her. The David Blaine, she's a treasure hunter. She's actually, like, we all call ourselves one, but unless you've actually found a treasure, you're not one. So Sassy is a full-fledged treasure hunting queen of the world. But then also, she was in the Forrest Fenn hunt back in the beginning when there was just a few, and she's alluded to it a little bit. I'd love to dig into that a little bit. But TTOTC and the different versions is where we're going to dig in a little. But Sassy, introduce yourself now that I've given you the little bits I always remember. Everyone, Sassy.
Okay, well, my name's Sherry, and I also am in Indiana. So, man, I gotta
funny.
get together with Ethan. That's gonna be fun.
That's
Just to
funny.
I'm gonna let him see my book and my notes.
Ooh. Okay, I want to fly into
I'm not
that.
gonna tell him to go. I'm not gonna tell him to go look anywhere, but I'm gonna let the guy have some of my research. That's what this is all about, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It's difficult for me to go because of my health. I have systemic lupus, and I have heart problems because of that. So at an elevation, I
Okay.
can't breathe. You know, not breathing is not good. So I always have to have somebody go look for me. But that's me. I'm a grandma. That's my biggest role right now. I'm retired, and I'm
Okay.
a grandma.
That's cool.
And I have a grandson going to be born anytime.
Oh, that's
Possibly
awesome.
Oh.
nothing else goes
Wow.
on. Yeah, I'm so excited.
Well, and if was the bear already taken from AGK?
Yeah.
Oh, if
you
I would have
won?
gotten no, she didn't win. But I said I
No.
would have. Yeah, I knew somebody won, but I didn't know what they picked, and so I was
Yeah,
like,
the
if I
one
win it, it's going to
guy.
Sassy's grandkid. But
He chose the bear over the coin.
no, because I know Toby thought it was going to be the other way around. Huh. Okay. Okay, so that's about Sassy. So here's what we're going to talk about is there are 10 printings of TTOTC. There are 2 different ISBNs of TTOTC. I think it's 4 and 5, one ISBN, and then, well, I'll let Sassy knows about this space. I have a few of the versions behind me. I think I have 4 of the versions here. And I know someone who has all 9. Actually, I know 2 people that have all 9. So I've been doing some work on it. But
Mine's
Sassy,
a
over to
5.
you.
Mine's
There's a 5. Okay.
And I'm the second printing. So
Okay.
there was 2,500 copies of it. When this printing first came out is when I got it. The first day that it was for sale at the what's the name of that bookstore?
Collected Works.
Collected Works.
Collected Works.
Mm-hmm.
And my search partner Kelly, who's a teacher that lives in New Mexico, we had worked on another armchair treasure hunt together a couple of years before that. And she brought this to my attention and said, look, it's right here in New Mexico. I can go, you know.
Right.
So I thought, okay, cool. So she drove over to the bookstore, and he was signing books. And there was like less than a dozen people there, she said. Because she couldn't tell who were, you know, Forrest Fenn customers. And he was just kind of holding court.
Right.
And just telling his stories. And she said, I don't remember her saying about there being anybody there with him, just the lady from the bookstore. But anyway, she got it signed and got me my book. And most of what we had to go off of, you know, there was no Rockies, there was no Too Far to Walk and all these other books to reference. There weren't daily words. There were
right. It was just the book, right? That's it.
It was just the book, and if you happen to catch Forrest at the bookstore. And there were a couple things that I've actually said this on AGK. I think I've said it on your show before. But for some reason, the other night I said it on Sean's show, and everybody went nuts. It's like, Sassy, you've been holding out on us. I have not been holding out. You just didn't listen, people. So, and I know I've discussed it with K-Pro before. So one of the things that they were talking about was somebody was asking him if they needed four-wheel drive to get to the treasure. And he said no. And then I'm
no four-wheel drive. That's interesting. Okay. That's new, I think.
I'm actually going to pull up this quote because somebody was, there was some older folks there. And he was kind of talking to them most. And they were kind of worried about, hiking and that kind of thing. And there was a question answered, and she didn't write down the question. She only wrote down the answer. Well, now, I was 79, pause, or maybe 80. And that's why it took me 20, pause, 30 minutes just to get in there.
Oh, that's huge if that's correct, right? So when he says 20, 30 minutes just to get there, could that mean one way?
Just to get in there.
So it sounds like one way to me, from his car to the
To
spot.
me, it sounds like one way. Yeah.
Okay, but still 20 minutes from your car. I mean, he said he made the trip, 2 trips in an afternoon. 30 minutes in, 30 minutes back. That's 2 hours. He spends some time there to actually put the chest down, put all the contents in it, conceal it, and however it's concealed, if you believe it's concealed. I think that's about right. And then that ties in, Christy, with your thing that says about a mile or less. If you're going long distances, what do you say? Rethink your solve or something like that?
You're going too far.
You're going too far.
Walking long distances to find my treasure, you're going too far. Something like that.
That's huge.
And we had several theories on why he said 20 and then he stopped and he said 30. We were thinking maybe it was uphill, so it took longer to go up than it took to go down.
Okay.
Or because of it was rugged terrain and maybe going with the chest would take longer than with no chest. Going with
it'd be heavier. Yeah.
A weighted pack. We were
for sure
trying to figure out. Or then there's always the standard Forrest. He was just being evasive.
Yeah, where he does 79, 80, 20, 30, because people will time it exactly. Say, it took me 23 minutes. You said 20, Forrest, and then zing.
And she wrote down the pauses, too. Because he paused.
Is that right? To think.
Yeah, because he paused enough for there to be. Why is he pausing?
Right. And Blue Lee says that it's on Jenny's, that she asked about the four-wheel drive, and that answer is on Jenny's website as well.
Oh,
no four-wheel drive.
Okay.
So everybody, if your solve requires a four-wheel drive, and I hate to say it, but it doesn't sound like it's correct. Or maybe you're just not going in the same way Forrest did.
He went into that thing about a sedan being a third this and a third that and a third.
No, I don't remember that.
What is a sedan?
I'm sure. Have somebody look it up because he said it before. I've heard it 100 times. What is a sedan? A sedan has a trunk and doors and a body and an engine. 3 parts make a sedan.
All right.
And how a sedan, could be anything from a station wagon to an SUV.
Yeah, we think of sedan, we think of a Civic, but he thinks of sedan as a whole bigger category of cars. Let me give you one comment because I think it's pertinent to see what you think, Sassy. Bill Gorman says 30 minutes in the forest is a lot different than 30 minutes on a sidewalk. I think that's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So though you think you can walk a mile, 30 minutes, you can walk 5 miles. He's talking about walking on rough terrain, not like huge, like not repelling, but if you're let's say you're up in the Yellowstone, you got to keep your eyes out for little mud puddles that are bubbling up and
slippery rocks and moss and logs and and we figured that on a sidewalk that the average person walks 3 miles in an hour, so 20 minutes would be a mile.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be less than that because we're not talking about a sidewalk.
Right. And I agree with that. So, Christy, you were right. Less than a mile. You're correct.
Say it again. So I'm looking at the room. Seeking Pilgrim brings up a good point. So you might need a 4-wheel drive if you go searching in the middle of winter. Did he qualify it in any way?
No, because nobody was looking in the winter because everybody thought it was in New Mexico. Because he didn't.
And find out what the deal is. Unless my cable just goes out, that would be nice.
No, I'm going to say Forrest didn't want